What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. Anderson's still in the house, so we're getting ready to check out another new beer. So the beer we have today is called El Cedro, and this is from Jester Brewery, and they're out of Austin, Texas. And this specifically is batch number 12. Where did you acquire this one?
I picked this one up from the Rare Beer Club.
Rare Beer. I forgot that. My friends are very bougie. Some of them get these boxes sent to them.
I don't get as many boxes as Don does.
Don is the king. Listen, I'm going to move to Scotland and live with Don. He gets beer mail all the time, man. That's what I need to get more of that. I had the one service for a little while, that Colorado one, but wasn't thrilled with the shipping service there, I guess. So maybe I'll have to try another one. So this was another rare beer find.
Yes.
So this here is a Farmhouse Saison, comes in 7% ABV. This batch 12 specifically said that it was hopped with Centennial, Amarillo, and Simcoe hops, and aged on Spanish cedar spirals. Does that sound impressive?
Yes.
What's a Spanish cedar spiral? Do you have any idea?
Yes, I do, actually. They're wood spirals.
You must have looked it up. He looked it up. Listen, I know what Spanish cedar is, so what's the spiral?
They just cut them in spirals, so you chuck them into the
beer
the
when you're
beer.
brewing? Very interesting.
Age them on it.
And I guess traditionally what they do planks or different kinds of pieces of wood, I guess. So maybe that's a better way to get
Right, and if you're
more
doing
contact with the brew.
If you're doing some home brewing, you can get the like toasted oak squares or different things, different types of woods that you
And toss them in
there to age your beer on.
Oh, that's
so those would be kind of the same thing, but they're cut in spirals.
I can't say I've seen the spiral. I mean, I do a tiny bit of home brewing. I don't do too much, but haven't used anything like that. But it sounds kind of interesting.
I can't recall having a beer that's been aged on cedar spirals.
Yeah, me neither. So there's a bunch of writing here. See if you can read it. It's green on green, light green writing on a green label, which is always tough for my vision. I am getting new glasses at the end of the month. I'll go to the eye doctor. I'll be able to see again, hopefully.
I have to wipe all the sweat off it. The beer's sweating as much as I am. I have conquered many nations and defeated vast armies of men, but even I do not dare to trespass in the forest of El Cedro, for El Cedro is no man. Many have ventured within the silent reach of his branches, lured by his sweet smell, never to return. Whispered legends tell of one particular sorry soul who, ... Hey, did we tell you this has Brett in it?
So we get some funky brettanomyces, I assume, hopefully.
There's a blurb about the brewery here. Jester King is a brewery, restaurant, farm, and event hall in the beautiful Texas Hill Country on the outskirts of Austin.
Okay.
We brew what we like, drink what we want, and offer the rest to those who share our tastes.
Sounds like a good mantra to live by.
Absolutely. And to continue on with all the writing on this bottle, it lists the ingredients as Hill Country well water, malted barley, malted wheat, hops, mixed culture of brewer's yeast and native yeast and bacteria. And then there's notes. In this hoppy cedar-aged farmhouse ale, fresh piney tropical hops go through a biotransformation during fermentation with native yeast and bacteria to present much differently than before. Unfiltered, unpasteurized, and 100% naturally conditioned.
Cool. So, like we said, this was batch number 12. There are other batches. If you go on to Beer Advocate, just has this beer listed, but if you want to Untap, they have them listed by batch. And I'm guessing that each of the batches may have some different, maybe the different hops or different aspects to it that kind of make them unique.
Well, browsing through it, it looked like the batches had somewhat different alcohol content.
Yeah, I think one was 8%, and this one here is only 7%,
Right,
so it's slightly different. As far as ratings on Untappd, this specific batch 12 gets a 4.03, although there are only 56 check-ins. It's probably one of those rare beer club ones, so it's probably just folks that had that. Beer Advocate, there was no rating for batch number 12, but this beer in general, just I guess the regular version, had an aggregate score of a 91, outstanding, and the other score is a 4.1. So, both of them around 4 or so. So pretty decent scores, which you'd hope for in the Rare Beer Club, right? Because if you got
Correct.
a Rare Beer Club beer and it was like a 2.5, someone would have hell to pay, dude. That would be terrible.
Although I think there's been a few beers from Rare Beer Club, I would give it 2.5 or less. But
Yeah,
they've always been barley wines.
Let's not talk about them. Barley wines, bane of my existence. I hate them. All right, let's give this a shot, if we can. This isn't gonna work. It's too big. We in the shed. We're gonna do what we gotta do.
And here's where he breaks the bottle.
Yeah, or put my eye out. All right.
Well, it didn't explode.
No, that's positive.
And you didn't break it.
That's also positive.
It's a nice color.
Yeah.
I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what I was expecting.
Probably something, I guess.
I expected a better pour than that.
I expected a little clearer. To be honest. Listen, you get what you get.
So you poured it rather nicely for yourself.
Put solution in the basket, or else it gets the hose again, my friend. That was a double knobhead pour, as my friend on Boolman's Beer Reviews would say. Right? It's a double knobhead pour there. Color is probably slightly darker than I thought it would be.
Yeah, it is actually.
It's got kind of like an orange like hue to it. I expected it to be kind of lighter, just like that light straw kind of color. But I mean, it's not bad. It's nice looking.
When you first started pouring in the glass, I thought it looked like a pilsner color, but then like a real light beer color. But
you get that darker kind of
now.
amber color to it now. You can't really see through it. Hazy, kind of like you'd expect. Cloudy. You can't really see through. Nothing funky on the bottom. I'm checking the bottoms of everything now after the run-in with can I get a name for that the other day. I thought it was cool, and then at the bottom, once you picked it up, it threw me off. So I'm looking for stuff now. But yeah, it looks pretty good. Head, I gave it a bit of a crap pour, but it's 2 fingers. Looks nice, white, frothy head.
Yeah, that's kind of sticking around.
Smell.
We have some birds fighting out there.
They are. I don't think they're fighting. I think they're doing something else, my brother. I had to explain it to my kids. They said, those squirrels are fighting. I said, they're not fighting. That's a funky smell. We going back to Diabolical Biz, and this one's going to get a certified funky.
That is definitely a funky smell.
That's about it. I honestly can't even pick up what else would be going on in there. Just hoppy and funky.
I mean, that's kind of a smell you'd expect from a Farmhouse Saison kind of.
Yeah. I mean, farmhouses don't always have like a super, I guess, complex smell, in my opinion.
No.
They just kind of either taste like smell funky, or that's about it. This is, I think, hoppy and funky. You pick up those kind of like the citrus hops or whatever.
When you first started pouring it, you could smell like the hops.
Yeah.
But now I don't smell it as much. I smell more of the funkiness.
I'm gonna watch this bad boy pouring. Can't really see anything.
You're just trying to give me all the chunks this time.
That's it, man. It's payback. All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's taste
this. Give this a shot. Cheers. It's interesting.
That's weird.
It almost tastes like a pale ale or something, like more like a New England IPA or something, because you do definitely pick up those like tropical fruit kind of citrusy hops, but they're not as pronounced as you would get in an IPA.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're not like strong hops, but it's those same tastes, but kind of subdued, which is neat. It's also not quite as funky as I thought it would be when you drink it. Like I thought you get a little bit of that Brett, the brettanomyces, that sourness or whatever it is, but you do get some. Don't get me wrong, you get some, but it's I was expecting it to be much more sour, much more tart.
There's also some bitterness in there. It's a slight. It's not like a hop bitterness, but more of a used Band-Aid bitterness.
Okay. This dude, he's just making stuff up, because after we went with the horse blankets, he thinks you can just make up words and throw them out there, which apparently you can.
Don't you remember that? Was it Yeasty Boys beer?
Yeah, the Yeasty Boys, one of those bandages. Yeah,
smelled like
Band-Aids. Yeah, it was rough. That was a beer we tried a couple years ago. Was that a barley wine?
I don't know. I don't remember.
It was funky, man. It was not good. This, though, I think is pretty solid. The tastes are quite interesting. Like I said, it's not quite as sour as I was expected it to be, but there is definitely a tartness to it, and I think it's quite nice. You do pick up some kind of, like that wood type flavor or whatever, which I'm going to assume is the cedar spirals. Yeah. I mean, I guess most of the stuff you have is usually done in oak or cedar or something like that. So, they impart some different tastes and flavors. I think you definitely pick that up, like the spirals there or whatever. You can pick up like a woody kind of taste.
The other taste is kind of like the oak taste, but I think that's the more bitter.
Yeah.
Maybe the cedar imparts a more bitter
than oak does or whatever. Yeah. I mean, I don't really know what the different woods.
Not that this is bitter at all.
No. But it's not like the oak. I think you can definitely tell the difference or discern them from each other. I kind of like this. It's it's kind of weird. It's not what I expected it to be at all, but I do like it. It's it's quite good.
It is. It's very good.
I had expected a lot more funk, and I had expected probably a little less of the hoppiness, but I think it works. Like whatever it is, whatever the combination is on this batch number 12, I think this is worthy of rare beer club status.
I mean, I was worried that the Spanish cedar spirals might make this thing taste like potpourri or something, and it doesn't.
Yeah,
It's actually very well done beer.
So this is worthy of being shipped to all the elites in our society, the
Yes.
members of the elitist
Yes.
rare beer club.
Yes.
So it's worth checking out. So El Cedro, batch number 12. It'd be a big thumbs up for me.
Absolutely big thumbs up. This is good.
Yeah, if you like the video, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. We just went over 300 subscribers, so thank you to everybody out there who's taken the time to subscribe and like the videos and comment. And again, as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Are you a member of the elitist club like Anderson? the Rare Beer Guild? If so, let me know what you think of it. Did you get this beer maybe in one of your recent boxes? When did you get this one? Just this past month?
Within the last couple months.
If you've had this, let us know what you think of it, man. I think it's a really solid beer. I'd be interested to see what some others think. Hey, until next time, cheers.